Do some length rounds. So for rounds 22 to 25, so that's 22, 23, 24, 25, that's 4 rounds of just chain 1 single crochet in each stitch around and slip stitch to join. So you're keeping a stitch count of 32. And you want to do that for 4 rounds. So we chain 1, then 1 single crochet in that next stitch, then 1 single crochet in each stitch around back to the beginning. So just 1 in every stitch, slip stitch to join, and we're going to do that for 4 rounds. Okay, 4 rounds, keeping a stitch count of 32. Okay, just going up to the last stitch on the 4th round, and then we're going to slip stitch and I'll chain 1. So you should have done chain 1 single crochet in each stitch around, then slip stitch to join. You should have done that for 4 rounds. You can see that's our last increase there. So you should have done 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, 4 rounds of just 1 single crochet in each stitch around. You should have a stitch count of 32 still. And now we're going to do some decreases like we did here, these single crochet 2 together. So for rounds 26, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 1 single crochet in that next stitch. So just 1 single crochet in that first stitch, just 1 single crochet, and then we're going to single crochet the next 2 together. So we're going to go into the next stitch, pull through and stop, to the next stitch, pull the yarn through, got 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 to single crochet 2 together. Then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2. So we do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to single crochet 2 together. Let's go into the next stitch, pull through, stop, to the next stitch, pull through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3, and repeat that round doing 1 single crochet in the next 2. So 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then the next 2 is single crochet 2 together, then 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, then single crochet 2 together. Back to the beginning, you should end on single crocheting 2 together, and you should have a stitch count back down to 24. So we do 1 single crochet in the next 2, 1, and the next stitch 2, and then we single crochet 2 together. Okay, that brings us to the last 4. Same again, 1 single crochet in the next 2, 1, next stitch 2, and it leaves you with 2 stitches, and we single crochet those 2 together, and then we slip stitch in our chain 1, and you should now have a stitch count of 24. Okay, we're going to do one more round, another round of some decreases. So we're going to chain 1 for round, what are we on, round 27. So chain 1, and then we're going to go straight into single crocheting 2 together. So go into that first stitch, pull through, stop, next stitch, pull through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3, single crochet 2 together. Then we're just going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, so just the 1 in between now. So 1 single crochet, and then we single crochet 2 together. So next stitch, through, stop, next stitch, pull through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. And then repeat that round, just doing 1 single crochet, then single crochet 2 together, then 1 single crochet 2 together, back to the beginning, ending on single crocheting 2 together, and you should have a stitch count of 16, back down to 16. Okay, which brings us to the last 3 stitches. So we do our 1 single crochet, and over the last 2 we single crochet those 2 together. And then slip stitch, there's our fake stitch, there's our chain 1, slip stitch in your chain 1 like so, and you should have a stitch count now of 16 including your chain 1. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stuff the body at this point, so it should look like that. We should have increased to a bit of length, then decreased. So now to stuff the body, so I'm going to have to use some yarn scraps. Okay, so when you finish stuffing, I'm even running out of yarn scraps now. All we're going to do now is we're just going to literally close up the hole by single crocheting 2 stitches together until it gets too fiddly basically, so over the next couple of rounds. But we're not going to chain 1, we're just going to literally go straight into that next stitch. Oops. Bring the yarn through, then into the next stitch, bring the yarn through, single crochet 2 together. So just keep single crocheting 2 stitches together until it gets too fiddly, and then we'll just sew the remaining gap closed. Okay, so you don't need to slip stitch at the end, you just keep working around and around, single crocheting 2 stitches together. Okay, and then when we're back at the beginning, just go into that last stitch and then skip the fake stitch. Or you can go into the fake stitch, really doesn't matter, it's just about closing up the hole, so you can either go into that or skip it and just go into the next stitch if it's easier. It's all about making it nice and easy. Don't worry about stitch counts or what round you're on or anything like that, you just want to make that hole smaller and smaller. Okay, so I'm probably going to do one more, I think. Sorry about the background noise. Okay, so I think that's got about as fiddly as I can get. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut the yarn, and you literally just pull through like that, and then we're going to take our yarn needle and sew any remaining gap closed by doing like a drawstring effect. So put it on your yarn needle, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go into the next stitch, then out for the following stitch. Just bring that yarn down, and then again go into the next stitch, if you can even see it, and just move over, and it just sort of drawstrings it down. And now that's closed, so what we're going to do is hide our tail end, and to do that I'm just going to sew into the body, and I'm going to come out for a stitch of similar colour, doesn't matter where, bring that through, and I'm going to go back in where I came out, exactly where I came out, and go over to a stitch, say the other side, doesn't matter where, and that should disappear on the inside, the hole will close up. And then one more time we're going to go back in where we came out, come out somewhere else, doesn't matter where, let that disappear on the inside. And then to hide our tail end on the inside, we're just going to push our project down, then just hold your tail end, trim as closely as you dare, and then when you let go, the tail end just disappears on the inside. And there we go, we've hidden our tail end, and now we've got the basis, the body and the head complete. Now we're going to move on to making the other ear, or the ear, the feet and the little arms. Okay, so the next thing we're going to work on is we're going to make the ears, and the ears are exactly the same as each other, so you need to make 2 of these, and all you need to do to begin is to chain 5. So you want to chain 5 to begin. You want to use the same yarn that you've used for the head as well, and the same hook size. So let's chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so chain 5, and what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 single crochet in our second stitch from hook. And our second stitch, we don't count the loop on our hook, there's our first stitch and there's our second stitch, so we're going to put our hook in that second stitch, but what we're going to do is we're just going to put it underneath one bit of yarn like that. And there's a reason for that, because we need to work back into these chains again when we go back in the opposite direction, and it helps to see the chain if we just work under one bit of yarn. So in there we want to do 2 single crochet. So 1, and go back into the same stitch and do another one. So you've got 2 in there. Okay, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 chains, and again we're just going to go under that one bit of yarn. So 1 single crochet in that next chain, then 1 single crochet in the next chain. Then that will leave you with 1 chain at the end, and in there we're going to do 2 single crochet. So 1, and go back into there again and do another one. So you've got 2 in there. So by the end of that first row you should have 6 stitches. Okay, and what we're going to do now is we're going to work into these chains again on the opposite side, and we want to start off with, in that first one there, which is exactly the same stitch we've just worked into, and we're going to do another 2 single crochets. So basically just go back into that last chain you worked into, which is now going to be our first chain, and do 2 single crochet again. So effectively you end up with 4 single crochet in that end chain. Okay, so you've got 4 in there, and you can see your project starting to move around clockwise. And I've done a video in more detail of working back into your chain, so I'll put a link in the description to that video. But now we want to do 1 single crochet in that next chain, and hopefully if you've worked just under one bit of yarn you should be able to see the chain very easy. And you may want to work the tail end into it as well, or we can leave it out. I'm going to work it into my project, so I'm just going to move it out of the way for a second so you can see. So our next chain is there. Okay, you can see next chain is there. It's going to put the tail end over as well, and then bring the yarn through and do 1 single crochet in there, because it's got to mirror the other side, and then 1 single crochet in the next chain. You can see it there. So we're going to put our hook into there and do 1 single crochet in there. Then that leaves us with 1 chain at the end, and in there we're going to do 2 single crochet. You want to do 2 in that last one. 1, and go back into there again and do another single crochet. So there we go. So we've done 6 stitches along this first row, and then we worked back into the chains again and we did 6 stitches on the other side. So in total, from the first row and the second row, we've now got 12 stitches in total. And now we're going to be working in the rounds. We're literally just going to carry on going round and round and round. And with the ears, we're not chaining at the beginning and we're not slip stitching at the end. We're just going to work continuously. Okay, so I'm just going to trim down the tail end for the sake of this video, just so it doesn't get in the way. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So we're going to go straight into that next stitch, which is at the top there, our very first single crochet that we did. So both loops, there we go, and do 1 single crochet in there. And you may want to use a stitch marker if you want to, so you don't forget where to start and end. Or if you want to, which I find easier, is just literally count as you go. So we need to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and we've got 12 stitches. So there's our first, so 1, then we go into the next stitch, just 1 single crochet in each stitch, 2, next stitch, 3, 11, small yarn, and the last one, 12. So we end up back where we started. Okay, so we've done 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and we're not chaining at the beginning and we're not slip stitching at the end. We're just working round and round like a snail shell in a spiral. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little increase round, and we're going to end up with a stitch count of 16. So you may want to count to 16 as you go, but what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So 1 single crochet in the next stitch at the top there. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So you want 2 single crochet in here. So 1, go back into the same stitch, 2. Okay. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches along the edge. Okay, so 1 single crochet in the next 3, so that's 1, next stitch 2, next stitch 3, and then on the corner we're going to do 2 single crochets. So in the next stitch we're doing 2 single crochet, 1 and another one in the same stitch, 2. And then we're going to repeat all those steps again for the other side. So we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, then on the corner 2 single crochet, 1 and another one in the same stitch, 2. And then we do our 1 single crochet in the next 3 along the edge. So 1, next stitch, 2, next stitch 3, and then we're going to finish up with 2 single crochet on the corner. So 1 and another one in the same stitch. Okay, and you should now have a stitch count of 16. Okay, and it should start to look a little bit like that, and you want it to face this direction. You don't want it like this, you want it this way around, so your tail end should be on the inside. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going just to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So we're just going to count up to 16, doing 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So 1, next stitch 2, next stitch 3, 15, and the last one 16, which should end just above your increase in previous rounds. Okay, so you should have done 1 single crochet in each stitch around. You should still have a stitch count of 16. Now we're going to do another increase round, and we're going to get our stitch count up to 20. So you may want to count to 20 as you go, but we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 this time. So next stitch 1 single crochet, then in the next stitch 1 single crochet, so 1 single crochet in the next 2, then we'll do 2 single crochet on the corner for increase, so 1 and go back into the same stitch, the second one. Then along the edge we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 4 this time, so 1, the next stitch 2, next stitch 3, the next stitch 4, and then we're going to on the corner do 2 single crochet, 1 and another one in the same stitch. Then we're going to repeat all those steps again for the other side. So we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 along the top, so 1 single crochet in the next stitch and 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then on the corner we do 2 single crochet for an increase, 1 and another one in the same stitch, 2 in there. Then we do our 1 single crochet in the next 4 along the edge, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we finish up with 2 single crochet on the corner, 1 and another one in the same stitch, 2. Okay, so you're always increasing on these corners and then doing the length and a shorter length at the end. So you now have a stitch count of 20. And what we're going to do now is we're going to do 4 rounds of just one single crochet in each stitch round. So we're going to do some length rounds, as I call them, just doing one single crochet in each stitch round and no increases, keeping a stitch count of 20, and you want to do that for 4 rounds. So you might just want to count to 80 if you want to, because 20 times 4 is 80. So I'm going to do that, just going to do one single crochet in each stitch around for 4 rounds, okay, keeping a stitch count of 20. And let's do 19 and 20. Okay, so I've done 4 rounds. You can see that's where my last increase was there, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds of just one single crochet in each stitch around. So I've still got a stitch count of 20. It's just created a bit of length. It should look a little something like that. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to do some decreases now to bring in the shape. We've done this part here, and now we need to start bringing it in, if I can speak. And it's similar to our last increase round. We're going to do one single crochet in the next 2. So 1 in the next stitch, and then the next stitch single crochet. So 1 single crochet in the next 2, but then we're going to single crochet 2 together for our decrease. So we're going to go into the next stitch, pull through and stop, go into the next stitch, pull through, get our 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. Hopefully you're used to single crocheting 2 together by now. Then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 4 along the edge. So 1 in the next stitch, 1 in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so you do 1 single crochet in the next 4. Then we're going to single crochet 2 together again. So we go into the next stitch, stop, and into the next stitch. Okay, so 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3. Then we repeat that again. We do 1 single crochet in the next 2 at the top, 1 in the next stitch, and in the next stitch another single crochet. So 1 single crochet in the next 2. Then we single crochet 2 together. Get those 2 stitches down to 1. Then we do 1 single crochet in the next 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we finish up with single crocheting 2 together, the last 2 together, 1 and 2. Okay, single crochet those 2 together, and we should have reduced our stitch count back down to 16 again. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch around again, and we're going to do that for 4 rounds again, but we're going to keep our stitch count at 16. So I'm just going to count to 16. I'm going to do that 4 times. You want 4 rounds of just 1 single crochet in each stitch around, keeping a stitch count of 16. So 1, 2, 15, and the last one, the last round, 16. So I've literally counted to 16 4 times, and I've done 4 rounds of just 1 single crochet in each stitch round. 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. Okay, so you should still have a stitch count of 16, and you're probably not going to be working or decreases on the corners anymore, because as you can see, it moves over where you start and finish. It slowly moves over to the middle. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do another decrease round. I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, so just 1 single crochet. Then we're going to single crochet 2 together. Then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 3 this time. So 1, 2, and 3, and then we single crochet 2 together, 1 and 2, and then we're going to repeat that again, doing 1 single crochet in the next stitch just by itself, single crochet 2 together, then 1 single crochet in the next 3, 1, 2, getting fiddly, 3, and then we finish up with single crocheting the last 2 together, 1 and 2, and our stitch count should have gone down to 12. It should look a little something like that. And we're going to do 4 rounds again of just 1 single crochet in each stitch around. I'm going to do some length again. So 1 single crochet in each stitch around for 4 rounds again, keeping a stitch count of 12. So you might just want to count to 12 4 times. Okay, so I'm going to do that and then I shall come back. 1, 11 and 12. Okay, so I've flattened this down, I've done 4 rounds of just 1 single crochet in each stitch round. I've done that, so we've still got a stitch count of 12. You can see that's my last decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4 rounds. And now what we're going to do is we are going to do our last decrease round, and first of all we're going to go straight into single crocheting 2 together. So single crochet the next 2 together. Okay, then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 this time. So 1, 1 and 2. You can see I'm flattening it down to make it a bit easier. 1 single crochet next 2, and then we're going to single crochet the next 2 together. Single crochet the next 2 together, and then we're going to repeat that. So we're going to single crochet the next 2 together as well. Gets a little bit fiddly. Then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 2. So 1 and 2 in the next stitch. So 1 single crochet in the next 2, get some more yarn. Then we're going to finish up with single crocheting the last 2 together. Single crochet that one together. And our stitch count should have gone down now to 8. So it's getting very small at the end. And again, we're just going to finish up with 4 rounds of 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So you're going to keep a stitch count of 8. Okay, so you're just going to count to 8 4 times. Okay, doing 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So 1, go up to the last stitch, 8 on the last round. And we're finished. What we're going to do is we're going to cut our yarn but leave a little bit of a tail for sewing onto the rabbit's head, and then just pull that through, and then if you flatten it down like so, you should have your finished ear. And you want to repeat this again, so you've got 2 ears, 1 for either side. And what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to doing the little feet, so we need to make the other one of these. Okay. Okay, so for the foot, what we're going to do, you can either do 8 single crochet in a magic circle, if you like doing the magic circle, or, as we're going to do here, we're going to chain 4 to begin. So chain 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to slip stitch in our first chain. So put your crochet hook in that first chain, bring the yarn through the chain, then straight through the loop on your hook to form a little loop of your chains joined at the beginning and the end. So it's similar to the very beginning of this project. And in the middle you should see, hopefully, a tiny little hole, and into that hole we need to work 8 single crochet. So I'm going to put my hook into that hole. Make sure you don't put it in that chain 1 again. Bring the yarn through the centre and wrapping it around the chains, doesn't matter how many chains you've got now, do a single crochet. And we need 8 of these, so 1, 2, 3, back into the centre, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. My hands are getting a bit numb from all the crocheting. 8. And there we go. You should have 8 single crochet. It's going to pull that tail end to bring in the hole a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to find our first single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put our hook into that first single crochet and do a slip stitch. It's the same if you did the magic circle technique. Okay, so slip stitch to join. What we're going to do now is we are going to do an increase round. We should have 8 stitches here. We're going to chain 1 and again do what we did before, bring up your hook slightly to keep it loose and do a chain 1. Then put your hook back into the same first single crochet that we just slip stitched into. Go back into that first one and do a single crochet. Okay, so you've effectively got 2 stitches in there, your single crochet and your chain 1. Then we do 2 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 and another one in the same stitch, and 2 single crochet in each stitch around. So you want 2 in each, so 2 in the next one, until you've got a stitch count of 16. 1 and another one in there. So that's 6, then 7 and 8 in the next one. 7, back into the same stitch for 8. And 9 and 10 in the next one. (11) and 12 in the next one. 11 and back into the same stitch for 12. 13 and 14 in the next one. 14, and then in the last stitch we want 15 and 16. 15 and back into the same stitch for 16. So you should have done 2 single crochet in each stitch around. We should have a stitch count now of 16 including your chain 1, and that is our little fake stitch, and just above that is our chain 1. So hopefully if you kept it loose enough we can do a little slip stitch in there. Incredibly difficult to do with a camera in front of me sometimes. So bring your yarn through there, straight for the loop on your hook to do a slip stitch. Okay, now we're going to do another increase round, the last increase round, and again we're going to chain 1, bring up your yarn to keep it loose, chain 1, but this time we're going to go straight into the next stitch and do 2 single crochet. So 2 single crochet in that next stitch, 1 and that one in the same stitch. Then we're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, just the one, just 1, then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 and another one in the same stitch, and we're going to repeat this round doing 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, back to the beginning, and we should end up with ending on 2 single crochet, and you should have a stitch count of 24 including that chain 1. Okay, so 1 single crochet in the next stitch, then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 and 2. Okay, just go up to the last 2, 1 single crochet in the second to last stitch, and in that very last stitch 2 single crochet. 1 and 2. Then we are going to slip stitch in our chain 1. So there's our little fake stitch and there's our chain 1. Hopefully you kept it loose enough to see. Do a little slip stitch in there. Okay, and if you're ending up with odd stitch counts, it's always worth making sure that you're slip stitching into the chain 1 and not that first stitch, so do be careful. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do 2 rounds of just chain 1, 1 single crochet in each stitch round, so a bit of length, and then slip stitching to join. So we're keeping a stitch count of 24. Okay, so chain 1 to begin, go straight into the next stitch, and just do 1 single crochet, then do 1 single crochet in each stitch round, so just 1 in each, keeping a stitch count of 24, including that chain 1, and you want to do that for 2 rounds. Okay, 2 rounds.